Hi, I'm Candy Kelly, your 2010 president of the Englewood Area Board of Realtors. Thursday evening, the board held its annual officer installation at the Rotunda Golf and Country Club, the Hills Clubhouse. We held a theme party, asking folks to dress as they would have for their high school sock hop. So we had opportunities once again to be gearheads or hippies or dancing queens. It was lots of fun. As you can see from the photo array John Grimshaw put together of us, lots of people dressed up for the occasion and everyone had a great time. We attempted to videotape the installation and my remarks to forward to you. However, the sound quality on the little camera wasn't sufficient, so I'm retaping my remarks for you today. There are 3 separate short videos so that we can email them to everyone. This is the first of those 3. I am so honored and humbled to have been asked to serve as your president this year. Thank you all for entrusting me with this awesome responsibility. I promise you I will do the best for our board and for our community. I know our 2009 president, Rex Gavorchin, thanked the 2009 committees, but I wanted to add my gratitude to the Special Events Committee in particular for all of your work getting ready for this installation. You've done such a phenomenal job as always. Special thanks to Margot Grimshaw, who chaired special events this year, and Diane McIntosh, who coordinates membership for the board. And of course our AE Cindy, along with Kathy and Mary Ellen. We just couldn't get along without all of our terrific EABOR staff team. And I'd especially like to thank Barb Mooney for officiating at our installation. Many of you may know that Barb is my mentor. I came to real estate 15 years ago from a career in nonprofit management, and nothing, absolutely nothing, could have been less similar than those 2 careers. I promise you I would not have lasted 6 months in this profession without Barb's wisdom, her guidance, and her friendship. Barb, I appreciate your friendship more than you could know, and I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for presiding over our ceremony Thursday evening. Bob Dylan was right when he announced in 1963 that the times, they are a-changin'. The 60s were clearly a paradigm shift across the world, weren't they? A time of significant social and technological change. We saw anti-war activism, the rise of feminism, the civil rights movement, space exploration, muscle cars, the Beatles, and the Summer of Love. All were events that shaped a new generation, the baby boomers. Gen X came of age in the decade following the Vietnam War, during the Reagan and Bush 1 years. Their world was shaped by the fall of the Berlin Wall and the end of the Cold War. They enjoyed the infancy of the computer and the hard rock of Van Halen and Bon Jovi and the rise of video games. How many of you started off with a Pong game years ago and have evolved up to having a Wii? What an evolution is happening today. The Gen Yers will forever be recognized for the huge emphasis on digital technology in both communications and the media. They truly were the MTV generation. Can you imagine if we'd had the Beatles or the Stones or the Who or David Bowie on MTV? We had to settle for Paul Revere and the Raiders on Hullabaloo. Well, the children of the Gen Y generation have grown up with having virtually every product in their lives licensed, either by an athletic team or by Disney, it seems. That's the norm for them, and that's what we're talking about here today, is the new norm. The flash mob, instant parties that erupt from texting the where and the when, YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter. Most of us boomers can barely keep up. The times, they really are a-changin', and there are such excellent changes. We have 2 choices. We can either play nice in the sandbox, or we can go out and dust the erasers. Well, I'm definitely going to be planning to lead the charge in the sandbox and hope that you'll join me. In the past couple of years, I've attended many conferences, conventions, and summits, and the bottom line in each has been how to make the shift to the functional use of technology. It's critically important on the national level, and even though we think of Englewood as a small town of primarily retired and semi-retired people, we must recognize that retired doesn't mean dead. We need to focus our attention on better mechanisms to communicate if we are to communicate and keep up in today's business world. In order for us to get ahead of the curve, I proposed a couple of months ago, and with President Rex's blessing, we began to implement this month a couple of new committees. First is the Young Professionals Committee, which I hope will help us all navigate the quagmire of new technology to assist us in very special ways. Number one, to identify what professionals within real estate, as well as those who are our affiliates, need to know when it comes to working with younger consumers. And number two, to help identify what services and opportunities our board can offer for our young professionals to enhance their careers. Kelly Riark, who's our 2010 secretary and was our 2007 Realtor Rookie of the Year, has offered to chair the committee. Thanks, Kelly. And Ray Edgermont has agreed to assist her as vice chair, so I know we have a great team heading in a good direction. Those of you who have young professionals in your office, whether realtors or affiliates, please make them aware of the committee and encourage them to participate. We're going to break here for just a few seconds and move on to our second video.